Hey guys, Chris here, and I'm Ukrainian Canadian. Today is December 29th, 2023, and let's get to the news happening in Ukraine, shall we? So this is going to be a very quick, brief video, and it's going to cover what happened today in the morning in Ukraine. So unfortunately, Russia's launched a massive barrage of drones and long-range missiles towards Ukrainian cities, another Russian terrorist attack, but this one is one of the biggest in many, many months. And I believe that this is a direct result of the embarrassment that Putin's regime has faced this week. So the destruction of a landing ship in Crimea and also the downing of multiple Russian jet fighters and bombers in the south of Ukraine in the past week. So this was the Russian response, another massive terrorist attack towards Ukrainian cities. And so over 158 Russian drones and missiles were launched towards Kyiv, Lviv, Dnipro, Kharkiv, Odessa, and Zaporizhia, so the biggest Ukrainian cities and the capital. And unfortunately, there are deaths that are being reported. And of course, these missiles also struck some civilian infrastructure, so maternity wards, hospitals, shopping malls, and civilian buildings. So unfortunately, it was also expected that the majority of Russians are rejoicing these news. So pro-Russian Telegram channels are already rejoicing and celebrating these news. And the deaths of innocent civilians. Now, this brings me to the other topic, which is Poland indicating that they have found an unidentified object that has entered its airspace from Ukraine today. Very strange language that is being used by Poland, a NATO country. Again, this brings me flashbacks to what happened in November of 2022, where all the fingers were pointed at Ukraine after the fact, mentioning that this was Ukraine air defense system that entered Polish airspace and somewhat destroyed and killed, I believe it was 2 Polish farmers, even though there's a lot of evidence that suggests that this was a Russian missile. Anyways, I really find it concerning that, first of all, Poland is using very strange language right now of talking about unidentified objects when Ukraine, and it's no coincidence, Russia launches a massive barrage of long-range missiles and drones, and then Poland issues a statement about, something entering its airspace. I mean, I'm 99% sure that this was the result of a Russian missile entering Polish airspace. I could be wrong here, but there seems to be a very big correlation with a massive barrage of missiles from Russia and, Poland mentioning that there's an unidentified object that entered its airspace today in the morning. And let's be honest here as well. Through these weak responses from NATO countries like Poland, by mentioning that they don't know what's going on, pretending that maybe even nothing happened, this could be very well the situation in a few hours when Poland issues a statement that this was again a Ukrainian air defense system, trying to pretend that this was not the result of a Russian missile. They are looking weak. NATO countries are looking weak by responding like that. This is not the first time. It's not even about Poland, but also Romania. Remember in the summer where Russia was launching Shahed drones on Ukrainian port cities that were very close to Romania, and Romania was struck multiple times, and then everybody pretended that nothing happened, right? Or said that, well, we don't know what happened. And it's very worrisome because this gives the confidence to Russia and other allies of Russia that they can get away with such terrorist attacks on the free world. And NATO or the United States aren't going to really respond because they're afraid of an escalation. The Russians and the Russian regime only understand strength and power. If you respond with strength and power, and we're not talking about declaring a war against Russia. Of course, we don't want that. We understand the implications of that. But a strong response to Putin would be doubling the help to Ukraine, sending the long-range Storm Shadows and Scalps, or other type of long-range missiles that they have, and mentioning that, well, you do this to us, we're going to destroy all your Russian air bases in Russia indirectly by providing help to Ukraine. We're going to freeze all the Russian foreign assets in Europe, and we're going to give it to Ukraine to rebuild Ukraine or whatever else Ukraine can do with that money, right? That's the response that's necessary from NATO and the free world. Not trying to hide and pretend that nothing happened. And I'm very worried that this is going to be very similar, a repeating, situation where, again, Poland or other countries, if this happens in the future, will pretend that nothing happened. And Russia is going to use this for their propaganda. They're going to say, look, we're shooting at NATO, and look what they do. They do absolutely nothing. They're weak and they have no resolve, and we can continue on attacking the Baltics, Poland, and other countries that are part of NATO, and they will not respond because they're so afraid. When we know that NATO has the capacity to provide the help right now to Ukraine, fair enough, you don't want to help Ukraine by sending your men. I get it. This is a, of course, this would incite a direct confrontation from NATO. But send your weapons, send everything you can right now to Ukraine. This is the best return on your investment. You will stop Russia right now. You will stop China in the future against attacking Taiwan, Iran against attacking, Israel through small proxy terrorist attacks. And this continues on, right? The narrative in Venezuela as well, attacking Guyana. Right now, through these weak responses, this is only boosting the confidence of these dictatorships, these regimes all around the world, that they can get away with these types of attacks because the world is just too afraid of a confrontation. So right now, the unity needs to be similar to the one in World War II, where the Allies were absolutely all in against destroying Nazi Germany, imperialist Japan, fascist Italy. And this needs to be the same type of attitude right now with Ukraine. Give everything to Ukraine right now, and they will get the job done. They have shown their capacity to destroy Russian military assets very efficiently with NATO weapons. So this is my video for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think about my comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Slava Ukraini!